talk with you, they have any questions, because I will go absolutely blank.
No,
I mean, so.
No problem. Listen, I'm not saying I'm perfect in this, and I'm not saying that, I have all the answers, but the thing of it is that I feel like, that's one thing Allie always did for me. And, when I felt in the beginning like I was stuck or, I was just like, I just may need you on this call, but I think there's strength in numbers. And when people think of it this way, gals, to do the 3-way calls, it doesn't mean, it's not to make you feel like you don't know what's going on, or, it's just the power of the team. And I think when people see, wow, they really have this cohesion.
Yes.
They really are working together. That builds their confidence. So really doing these 3-way calls, it's just like, hey, listen, it's like, I'm going to call you, listen, go ahead and get out the cup of coffee, because I'm sitting here chatting with, my mentor, or my coach, and we were having a cup of coffee, and we were thinking of, people that absolutely would be amazing, and people that we would be honored to add to our team. And your name came up. And oh my gosh, what a compliment. The girl I just got off the phone with, that's what I told her. I said, whether this is for you or not, I want you to know, and this is what I want after we get off this phone call, this is what I want to resonate in your head over and over and over. I just paid you a compliment, because I said, I don't ask everybody to be a part of my team. I told her I'm very selective. I look for people and I watch them if they're inspiring. I don't want them to do this because they feel like people that come across like they're a rock star and they're it, that look like, they want to be on this podium. They want to be all that in a bag of chips. I'm not looking for that, because they will not be teachable, number one. They'll be very difficult to work with. And, and then if they don't succeed because of maybe, ego or whatever, then I've got that other people going, oh, I tried that. That didn't work. And I'm like, pull into the team. Let the team do some of the work for you, because we all have weak areas. Ask Allie. Allie knows. Sometimes when I feel like I'm overloaded, and she just created this new business builders, I'm like, I have got some leaders that literally are ready to run. But Allie, I've got all these baby coaches. I feel like I'm just overwhelmed. And she's like, get those business builders in my training. Let me help you do the work. And so she started reaching out to her star diamonds, going, I see you're overwhelmed. You're spinning so many plates trying to be everything to everybody, to your teams. We got to stop the madness, and we need to change some things. So she opened up the business builders for people like you and Simone and people that are like, I know I've been stuck, and maybe life's gotten in the way, and I had to make some adjustments, but doggone it, this is where the rubber meets the road, and I'm ready to run. And it's only 21 days. Is it intense? Yes, for 2 weeks. So if you can batten down the hatchet, and for 2 weeks, just get some homework done. Just say 30 minutes every day I have homework. I'm going to have a class time, and that class time is my homework. And then I just check in and go done, done, and done. And so, I got off that to say this: get your training, but utilize your upline and utilize the team, because I think a lot of people are getting stuck, and they're feeling like they don't measure up, and they feel like they can't do this, and they're not really a leader, and all this goes in their head, and it's because you're trying to spin all those plates by yourself. Don't do that. Yeah. So, I love doing the 3-way calls, because I think it shows that we have a sense of community. We have a team. We pull together, and it keeps you whoever you're reaching out to, if you're always the message to them, they are not going to believe this thing.
Yes.
But if we,
well, and I think the excitement of Summit is what I want them to feel.
yeah,
You know, that kind of, there's a family, there is a team. And so that's what I thought too, is if they could understand that it's not just the two of us, that once they take the step, there's an exciting, there are tons of other people who are doing the same thing, just as excited, lots of people to call upon, to ask questions. And not, I think, to me, that's why I wanted to have that call, is that you can start feeling that in here with you.
yeah, it's just like the same thing. You want your challengers and your challenge groups to have that sense of support and community. You want them to feel like that is their fitness home on that page, that they can feel vulnerable on that page, and you want them to feel comfortable enough to say, I struggled today, you know, somebody encouraged me, or you held me accountable. That is really what the team is supposed to be about. That's why we put y'all on team pages, you know. And for the leaders, we're opening you up to bigger teams. We slowly keep opening you up to this vast. If we took every brand new coach and let them see the whole big world, it would scare the bejesus out of them, and they're like, holy crap. And they think they'd have to do all this stuff. Like the girl I just got off the phone with, she's like, okay, what's required of me? And I just shared her Allie's webinar today, but I booked that follow-up. Ladies, master booking that follow-up. And I said, I got her on the phone and I said, listen, I think you would be amazing at this. I don't expect you to make any decisions or decide until you've gotten the information. If I were to share a webinar with you, you're going to have to chisel about 30 minutes of time out of your day. You're going to have to sit at a computer. But what I'm asking you to do is also have pen and paper, because I care about your questions. And while you're watching it, I want you to take notes. Then I want you to set the time where we get back on the phone together tonight for me to answer those questions. And this is why. If you don't take notes, and 2 or 3 days from now, we try to go over this, you're not going to remember anything, and I'm not going to know what to say to you because I don't know what your questions are. And so it needs to be sharp in your mind. We need to know what your questions are now. We need to hit them head on for you to make a quality decision. But you've got to book the follow-ups and make sure that they stick to them, because they set them. You didn't say, can you be this time tonight on the phone with me? Can you be this time? I say, what's your schedule look like? This girl happened to be available most of the day. I said, can you get on the phone with me for 15 minutes? And it just happened to be the 15 minutes before this started tonight. But I said, I have 15 minutes. I can chisel out for you to answer your questions. If you still have other questions, I have a couple other things I can share with you, but let me know what your questions are so I know what information to share, what videos, what. So, you know, you want to book the follow-up, but then you also want to, you know, basically close. You know, it's not really closing a sale necessarily with a new coach. It's just, you know, basically saying, okay, you know, you've seen the information. We've answered your questions. And then I always ask this. What would be your one hesitation why you would not move forward with this? And when you find out what that hesitation is, with some people, it'll be money. This girl was military. She can't play the money card because I wasn't even asking her for a dime. But, you know, what I was telling her, and she wanted to be the slow approach coach. So I said, we get you in, we introduce you to the programs and products, and then you decide from there if you're going to do that or the full steam ahead. And you'll understand, if you've seen Allie's webinar, you understand those, you know, those phrases of how people come in on different levels. So, you know, she knows when I get off this webinar tonight, we've already decided she's supposed to be writing down any other questions. And basically, I'm just going to get on the phone and we're just going to go ahead and close it. She's either in or she's out, but I always leave a disclaimer, ladies. I always say, listen, I want you to know whether this is for you or not. Hey, we're still friends. You're just as amazing as you were before I offered it to you. But I want to reiterate is I don't offer this to too many people, and I don't know when I'll offer it again. So if you even have any level of interest whatsoever, let's get you in the program as a coach, and then you try some things and let's decide where you want to take this. And so that's basically, with the three-way calls, that's basically what we do is we just set up the webinar. I mean, we just get on the phone, Michelle, and we just say, hey, listen, Michelle paid you a great compliment. I hear you have some questions. I know y'all have been chit-chatting. You want to get me caught up on the conversation and let me answer any questions you have or any hesitations. Because I trust her judgment, and I trust anyone that she reaches out to. And if she says you're amazing, you're amazing. So, after watching, you're either asking them to watch the webinar or they've already watched it. But that's where you just basically end the conversation. Obviously you've seen the webinar. We've answered your questions. You know that this is something you've said, these are your goals. We can help you with that. You said this is what you want to accomplish financially. We've done that. So we've got that. We've got a training for this. We've got a training for this. And so whatever you choose to do, just know that there are no quotas and there are no time frames that you have to commit to. All you got to do is plug in, and we'll find a good place to put you, and we'll make sure that it's a positive experience. Boom. When I get off the phone, you just get with Michelle and let her know how you want to jump on board, because we'd love to have you. So whether you're doing it after the webinar, like I did with this girl, or you're doing it before the webinar, you just say, you just set the webinar up and say, I would love to share the information with you. And we'll be setting up a follow-up, about 5 or 10 minutes after that webinar. Make sure you have your pen and paper, because you're going to have a lot of questions, and we really want to hit that call, diving in, answering those questions, so we don't waste your time or ours, because we value your time, and we want you to know that. So, they'll appreciate the compliment. They'll appreciate that you value their time. They'll appreciate that you're taking interest in them. But the important thing of telling them to write those questions down is because then you can hit those straight on, and then you just close it with saying, you know what, it sounds like to me that this is right in your wheelhouse. It sounds like you're ready to jump on board. Tell me what level that you're interested in and what would be your one hesitation. And we just go ahead and take care of that. And from there, you're signing them up, you get them in, and we really want to encourage them that they're not signing up, for anything that they can't change their mind on. And gosh, particularly military, oh my goodness. I try to reiterate that anything they get, that it can be set back in 30 days. I don't lead with that because that'd be silly. I mean, I've been a coach for 4 years, and I've had, about a month ago, I had one brand new coach send stuff back and change her mind. She didn't have just buyer's remorse. She had sign up for coaching remorse. But she did that because the week after she ordered, her guy that she was living with up and left, and just left her in a really bad situation. And it just, it totally took her in, a head spin. So I told her, don't worry about it, send it back and jump on board when she feels like life has calmed down a little bit, because we all know what that's like, and it totally just threw her off. But, that being said, Michelle, yeah, you just always ask them, we would love to chat with you, hear your questions. In the event that there might be something I can't answer, I would love to have Ruthie on the call with us, because you know what? I know she'd love to meet you, and she'd love to hear from you. And that way you get 2 mentors, in place of just one. And, you know, so you just let them know that, you know, it's okay. We're just here to listen to them and see if we can find a solution for them. It may be a physical solution. It may be a financial solution. Sometimes it's 2 in 1.
Yes.
You know, and actually, you know what I've been leading with, girls? If someone's wanting to get a challenge pack, I'm not saying I'm going to be upfront. It does not happen 100% of the time. But if they say, well, I really wanted to do this, and I looked at it, and even the 140 seems like a lot, I just don't know where I'm going to get it right now. I'm really concerned. I try to help them. I try to help them solve that. Or if they're worried, what am I going to do next month? Let's worry about next month. Let's get you on board. Let's get you in the challenge group. And, you know I hadn't mentioned much about the coaching program, but we have a way where we can recoup your investment. If you really want to be in this group, get a discount account, because, I can actually, if you're a customer, you opt out of being able to generate money. But what you're telling me is you're concerned about money. So let's get you in, the coaching program. Even if you don't want to coach right now, have that account so I can help. You invite some friends, and instead of me making the commissions, you will, and that's going to pay for your Shakeology right out of the gate. That's going to pay for your challenge pack the first month. So anyway, what do you got, Simone?
Well, I had Fit Club tonight. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I had my Fit Club tonight, and I just took a big Ziploc bag of my Shakeology, and so after class was over, I gave out some packets of that to people that were interested, and I'll see them again on Thursday, so I'll follow up with them, and then if they don't come back Thursday, I'll make sure to inbox them and ask them how they, if they tried it. And then I also took time to go in my back office and look at all the current packages for this month for June. So I'm really going to work on, especially since the 21-day fix extreme is also 142. So I'm going to go ahead and throw myself into that, and then just ask, like Michelle posted today. I was like, yeah, girl, I'm in. I need to go ahead and get on it. And then I guess I just realized I don't really have to order it because I'm on demand.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. So, yeah, I can just go ahead and say, jump in and just kind of promote and say what I'm going to do and see who wants to get in it. Because I have a couple girls that are interested, and they said they've got 2 other friends that want to do it with them. So I'll try to work on using the same approach that you had, that you said with, let's make your money back by, bringing you on as a coach and having them with you.
Yeah, as long as you're cool and discount coaches don't last, they really do have like a 90-day expiration date. Just be cool with that, because, it may help you hit goals really quick. But the fact of the matter is I have found some of my best coaches came from that, where they were like, okay, I'm really worried about, finances this month and putting some money toward my challenge pack. Okay, well, it sounds like what you're telling me is that finances are an issue in your household. Well, yeah. Well, I do have an idea. We have a coaching opportunity, and by you just having that discount account, it will allow me, there's a tail in the way. No. That was funny. There was like this big hairy tail. Anyway, the thing of it is that it just gives them options. You're going to find out if they really want to do it, because they'll either say, no, I don't want to make no money, but I'm broke. I mean, I want to help people want to help themselves. Yeah. And so, but I commend you. That was a big step. Good for you, Simone. If they don't know how to, or, just be prepared, because I used to do that at boot camp. Here's a baggie with Shakeology, and they go home and they screwed it up.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I do with my group is after they, when they sign in, I send them an email after. I send an email to the group on how they did and what's going on. So it's already an accountability group. Basically, they get an email from me. And then I also have created a Pinterest group that's just for for my fit club, so they can kind of, I'll put different ideas, and most of the time I put Shakeology recipes on it, or I'll put how to take their measurements and stuff that I've made, just to kind of keep the interest going. So
yeah, and that's good. And just kind of as a side note, if people if you've got that very anal, very detailed emerald personality, as Danny Johnson would call them, they have to have the bottom line. They want to know every freaking ingredient. Say, listen, I don't know every freaking ingredient. I will get you a PDF if you need it. Or if you have a health issue that you need to show it to your doctor, yes, let's give you a PDF. But outside of that, you've got to tell your story. You have to tell them what it does for you, what you've known that is done for other people, how it will, fuel their workouts, how they can replace a meal and what it will do for them. And you've got to tell them, listen, all I know is what it's done for me. And if you can trust my judgment with your workouts, if you can trust my advice, if you can, with your fitness journey, if you can trust that I'm going to give you a kick butt, boot camp or whatever, then you got to trust me with your nutrition. And, you know me, I'm not in this or asking you to buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need. But I will tell you, and this is what I used to tell my boot campers, this is what I used to tell my clients, is I promised to, be straight up with you. And I promise to tell you that everything that you need for your body to reach your goals and to reach them faster in the right way, that I was going to share with you, and I do it myself. And so you got to trust me on that too. And, like I said, you'll come up with creative ways. I found out challengers. It's what I've done for a lot of challengers, especially if I'm trying to enroll to get my Success Club points, and I need challengers for my group. So that's a twofer. You need challengers for your group. And then I tell people, listen, is there someone in your family that can half this challenge pack with you? Obviously, you'll have to order it. But if it's 140 and, you want to be in my 21 Fix group, and you've got a sister, or you got someone in your household, or you have a spouse that will be, or a best friend or a buddy that will willing to split this with you, where it's only $70 out of your back pocket this month, by getting that coach account, I'll help you make the money for next month. But for you to get my challenge group, half it up, and then it's $13 to get the extra containers for your workout buddy.
Yeah.
So, find solutions, find what people's pain points are and give them the painkiller. Is the pain point the money? Find a solution or give them a painkiller. Is it their time? Oh, great, because this is actually what's great about this business. There are people that have built huge incomes in little bitty increments of time because they don't have much time. And you know what? Now they have all the time, because in this business, you're going to work a lot for a little in the beginning. Just go ahead and write that down. You're going to work a lot for a little to be able to work a little for a lot. So I tell people, if you are willing to work a little bit more to build a foundation, then you know what? That 60-hour job that you're tired of going to, you know what? You can back that sucker off. Or you can fire your boss at some point. If it's a job that is making you miserable, just fire your boss. Just fire their ass. I don't know. But, the bottom line is you've got to find out what people's pain points are, because I have been so guilty of this, of talking to someone thinking that it's a financial issue, and it's not. We hear that so much, we just assume, and then we're not even talking their language, and then they're like, they don't get it. They're just out the door. So find out what their pain points are. If you had one hesitation, what would it be today? What would hold you back? And then you let them know, whatever it is, you know what, we've got a program for that. And I'm not meaning a workout program. I mean, we have a training, we have flexible schedules, we can work with you. I can't work with you if you stop and you quit, but as long as you'll hang in there, I will lead you to, your success. We will help you make $50 a week or $100 a week. That's what I told this girl tonight. She was just like, do I have to do it for all this big income? I was like, no. You do you, and find out why you want to do this at all. At first, it may be because you just want to work on yourself. But if you have the coach account, you don't have to turn around and sign up later. You already have the account. You just really have to say, hey, I'm ready to run. So anyway, with that, do either one of you have any more questions tonight?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, we'll close it down because Simone's had a long day and her cat's getting anxious, and Michelle has to feed her babies. So
Yeah.
they're banging on the door now saying, Mama, feed me.
They are, literally.
I know, I've been there. But I just wanted to say how so excited I am for you two to be at Summit. We're going to be in that room from Tuesday night. We're going to get real friendly because we're going to be there all week together. We're going to have fun at Science. We're going to be posting about it. People are going to go nuts. They're going to want to be in your challenge groups because they're going to go, oh my gosh, we're going to be the first instructors out there. No one in your area yet will have that size certification, and you can run with that puppy whether it's live or online. Obviously, if they live outside a 20-mile radius, they're going to want to be on your online group. You've got to talk it up. But the thing of it is, we're going to show them, we're going to live the lifestyle for them first and at Summit and let people know, look, you can be a part of this or you could just be a part of our groups. But bottom line, we're here to get the training so we can be the best, most confident coaches for you and your goals and for what you need. So, you know, keep that in mind. We'll meet up again on a Zoom probably the first Tuesday of July. It'll be all about Summit. I want to cover all details. I want to answer your questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll go to Allie, then I'll come back and tell you what the answers are. Or I'll go on the Star Diamond East Regions page. They put 2 stars and above on this page, and I can hear from anybody. All I got to do is put a shout out and answer your questions. But that being said, you do have a room, you got a place. We'll figure all the details out later. I tell you what, this Friday starts the 21-day business builders. If you want to take this to the next level, I want you to commit to it. I'll do all I can. Listen, by the 3rd week, I was telling Allie, I'll catch up. So don't worry about that. I was like, Allie, I'm overwhelmed. I'll catch up, you know. But that's where we're going to be in it together. You'll have a success partner. We'll do it together. But you're going to have all kind of tools and documents that you hadn't had before to use in your business. And my favorite was how to make 100K.
Oh.
That document was off the chain, and it literally gives you a checklist of everything to do every day, every week, so that in 12 months you can be making 100K in your business. I'm like, girlfriend, I'm down for that. So anyway, but you know, let me let you go. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks for taking time and meeting up, and I'll see you in the training.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Simone.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.